Hey everyone, welcome to the channel. So I hope you are as excited as I am about the semifinals and the playoffs. These four teams really have earned their way into the semifinals: Miami, Ole Miss, Oregon, and Indiana. Today I'm going to be giving my prediction, a quick review of the games, and possibly what to expect. So, in this game between Indiana and Oregon, of course, both of them are really good teams. The combined points scored in their first game that they played in the season was 50 points, 30-20, Indiana at Oregon. Of course, Oregon is a really good team. At times, they struggled on defense, such as the game against JMU in the first round of the playoffs, but really dominant on defense against Texas Tech in the quarterfinals. On the other side, of course, Indiana undefeated, won the Big Ten championship. They got the Heisman quarterback winner. Rightfully so, definitely a good quarterback, good team all the way around. No real big holes. They struggled a little bit against Ohio State, but Ohio State is a really good football program, and they did pull that out with a W in the championship. So saying that both teams are going to come into this game highly competitive, motivated to win. Usually close matches in the season result in a different outcome, whatever that was in the next match. We've seen that with OU and Alabama. Alabama beating OU after the loss in the season, and Georgia with the loss to Ole Miss in the quarterfinals after losing to Georgia in the season. These matches happen all the time, and it typically goes the other way. Will this game go the other way? I don't think so. Indiana is just too good of a team. I wish I could hype it up a little bit more even than what it's already going to be, because I'm excited to watch this, and it could go either way. Oregon did do enough on defense in the last game to make a game of this and get their revenge for that loss in the season and move on to the national title. But Indiana, I do believe, understands the significance here, and the momentum is definitely on their side. Going in undefeated, they didn't falter in the quarterfinals. The only team to win in the quarterfinals after getting that long break. So far, saying that 1-7 for teams with the first round bid in the playoffs. That is something to say about Indiana being able to bounce back after that time off and beat Alabama the way they did. I can't really say enough about how balanced and how physical this team looks. I do think they get it done. It will be a close, fierce matchup. Could be an offensive game with how Oregon played against Texas Tech. Could be a defensive game, but either way, we're in for a treat in this game. Could go either way, but my favorite is Indiana 33-28. It should be close, and rightfully so. This game is going to be awesome. But on the other side of the bracket, the one facing the winner between the two Big Ten teams is going to be the ACC Miami Hurricanes against the SEC Ole Miss. Talking about Miami to start off with, despite their two losses, despite the fact that the playoff committee placed them wrongly and incorrectly all the way through week 14, finally got it right after that championship week, putting them over Notre Dame. And of course, they've not turned back since, beating A&M at home with 100,000 fans screaming, beating Ohio State, another really physical, complete football program. A lot of talent there that's going to be going on to the NFL, but still they overcame that and they won. So they are nothing to second guess, to take lightly. Right now, they are playing with that momentum, especially defensively. Ranked number 10 in the nation defensively, and they are absolutely a nightmare for an offensive line to deal with, and the quarterback probably already has the ice tub ready in the locker room, so as soon as the game gets over, he can go jump in. if the game ain't over early for the quarterback. Hopefully nobody gets hurt, but just saying, this team is very physical up front and good at getting to the quarterback. On the other side, a team which only lost one game so far this season against Georgia, and that was in a very back and forth battle at Georgia. And then, of course, everybody knows about Lane Kiffin going to LSU. We're all tired of hearing about it. But the significance of that is that he said he wanted to be on a team that could compete for a championship. Well, guess what? You just left a team that is highly likely to go to the national championship and disrespected the hell out of the team. So saying that, they haven't turned their backs on themselves. They all, if anything, they've only gotten a little bit better and more focused because of the mess. They went in, destroyed Tulane, not really anything unexpected, but then they went and rematched against Georgia. Georgia just could not. Maybe it was the month off, or who knows. They beat them, though. And that's what matters. They beat a very physical, balanced Georgia. And now they're moving on to the semifinals for this showdown against Miami. And this game right here, most likely, again, the makings of an offensive game. I would think so. Of course, with Miami's defense, it could very well be another defensive game. Another one that technically, I guess, could go either way. But when saying that, Chambliss, when you blitz him, holy hell, he's going to find a way to get away. If you are not on your P's and Q's and cover your gaps, he will destroy you. Not just because he runs, but he can throw on the run. He can focus, stay down, keep his eyes downfield, keep his body mechanics right, and deliver accurate passes while on the run. So he can burn you a lot of different ways and makes that offense very dynamic. Right now, the number 2 offense in the nation. So the number 2 offense going up against the number 10 defense. Now, on the other side of things, Ole Miss has the 41st defense in the nation. Miami with the 47th offense in the nation throughout the season. They've even looked like they've struggled a little bit in the playoffs so far, but done enough to make it to the semifinals. So, saying that, who wins? The offensive explosion number 2 offense in the nation or the number 10 defense in the nation? Well, up to this point, I have picked against Miami every single time. I haven't had a lot of confidence in the way that they have played up to the playoffs, losing to SMU and their other loss in the season to Louisville. I felt like that they were, even though they did deserve to be there for that head-to-head over Notre Dame, they were going to get beat kind of early on against Texas A&M. I would have guessed if any team was there from the first round, it would have been Texas A&M, and I really figured it was going to be Ohio State. Definitely thought it was going to be them before it be either one of them 2 teams. So, saying that, they have proved me wrong at each and every point. So I don't know why I would pick against them, but I'm going to flip and say Ole Miss is going to win this game. Ole Miss right now is a very determined team. I do think that he's going to be a difference maker. Chambliss being able to escape the pocket, make things happen downfield, whether he's in the pocket or not, and he's going to absolutely burn Miami's defense. Now, saying that, I don't expect them to put 40 points on the board because I don't think that that's the type of defense that they're going up against. Hell no. Miami's defense, if there is a defense that can contain Chambliss and stop him, that is going to be Miami's defense. They are disciplined. They are quick to the quarterback. They cover their gaps. I can't stop saying enough about how good that defense is, especially during the playoffs against this other elite talent. So they're not going to be looking back. I do believe Ole Miss gets his W. Their quarterback, arguably top 3 in the nation for the Heisman Trophy. If, of course, Indiana's quarterback wouldn't have won it, I would probably put him at number 2 for winning it, maybe number 3 because of how Vanderbilt's quarterback played. But He is extremely talented. This offense can beat you in many different ways. So with that being said, I think they get enough done as long as Ole Miss's defense can hold Carson back and the Miami offense back just a little bit. The final score in this one, I think, is going to be a bit lower. So 28-24 final with Ole Miss coming out up on top. And if you're a Miami fan, you might want it this way with me picking against you, because so far, despite me picking against you, you have won. It might not have worked so well for you if I would have chose you. You're welcome. Anyways, and if you Ole Miss, hopefully you prove me right and you're the right pick. I have went back and forth on this more than I can count, so definitely a great game coming ahead. Honestly, in my personal opinion, you can put your personal opinion on who has had the best game in the playoffs so far, or what matchup you would rather see the most. But this one right here is, up to this point, should be the absolute best game in the college football playoffs. And that's saying a lot, because the Bulldogs versus Ole Miss was something else. That was an awesome game. Unfortunately, my team lost in that one, but oh well. I can't do nothing about it. I hate it. Next year, hopefully we win, but I do wish the teams remaining good luck. And of course, I'm going to have a great time watching these two games and bringing y'all a review on what happened in these games. My favorite matchup, I will drop that, for the national title would be Ole Miss, Indiana, but it could literally be a Miami, Oregon. So don't count that out. And also drop that in the comments, which matchup you want to see in the national championship. I want to hear from y'all. So please drop a comment and let's have a discussion. Let's talk about it. I want to hear it. So until next time.